Welcome to Dad Life Fishing Adventures. We are doing something new today, which is super exciting. And that is going live on multiple platforms today. So we are going live on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube. So excited about that. So excited about this new tool. We're going to be trying out Restream, which is helping us do YouTube and Facebook together. And then we are going with our phone and doing Instagram as well. So it's first time for that today. Hey, Xander and Randy for joining us on Instagram. Excited to have you. Um, Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about winter fishing. So, what we've done so far this year, fun that we've had, what we can do, um, little suggestions, things to try that we've learned, and also just to have a chat with you guys about what you've seen, what you've done, how you've had fun fishing in the wintertime. So, and I'm Mike Lotzenizer with Dad Life Fishing Adventures and Reese Life Dad Life, two YouTube channels. We have combined Facebook and Instagram. So excited to have you guys here. Let's get down to business and start talking about wintertime fishing. So let's do it. So with that, just wanted to go over some of the tools that we've been using, having success with. So number one is the pole that we've been using. So been doing a lot of ice fishing this year. Ice fishing's been a new thing for our channel. I did it a little bit last year, but not very much. So really want to do more, be better at fishing during the wintertime, taking advantage of the ice and having a good time. So we've been doing most of our ice fishing with this bad boy right here, which is the Beaver Dam 26-inch glass noodle rod. Love it the most because it's got this bright orange, super sensitive tip, which is everything that we need because we are fishing with zero electronics. So we have to feel the bite, and this tip is super sensitive, moves with just the littlest movement. Most of our action, or basically almost all of our action, is came off of little tungsten jig like so. Normal little panfish, crappie jig, tipped with beam moth or spike. Using that live bait and a little bit of color combination. So that has been our magic thing, and our technique that we kind of mastered to get bites and to get hook sets without electronics is to drop it down all the way to the bottom, have it bounce off the bottom, and then slowly rise it up. Knowing how fish react under the ice at this time of year, they're going to be at the bottom or just off the bottom, and they're going to be feeding up. So they're wanting to see something rise up, and then they'll rise up with it and then come and hit it. So what we do is we just continually hit the bottom, slowly bring it up, watch for that pole to dip, 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 boom, set the hook. And the second thing that we're doing is because we don't have electronics, we don't see the fish that are on there. Hey, Harper. Daughter is locked herself in the room here for some reason and wants to get out. So I'll be right back. You want to get out? There you go, sweetie. That's fun. So, yeah, getting right back into the thick of things. So when you're raising it up, you're just moving it super slowly, watching for the rod tip just to bounce a little bit, and you'll feel tick, tick. That's your fish straight up. You've got the fish. You got to set a hook on the fish. So that has been our technique. It's worked really well, but we have to move. You have to move. Hey, sweetie. You have to keep moving, have to punch several holes to get the active fish, because when you're doing this, it's not quite as simple as other fishing where if you don't have electronics, you can't see the fish, can't see the fish stacking up, um, can't see if there's fish up high or down low. So really what you're looking for is the most active fish in each hole. So you go to a hole, fish it a couple times, see if you get a bite, boom, move on. Come back to the hole. Those fish are going to react differently when they see a new bait for the first time. They're going to zoom to it, hit it, and then after a couple tries, you're going to lose that fish without being able to really fine tune and look deep into what's going on. So um, that tool specifically works perfectly with this rod. Again, it is the Beaver Dam 26-inch glass noodle, and the tip is everything on this rod. Super sensitive, and using the tungsten jig. I like the either the white and yellow or this kind of I don't know, fire tiger type color. Seems to work really well to get that reaction strike. Again, you're moving, you're being active. But this year, so ice fishing has been big for us this year. Like I said right from the beginning, we've really moved into this idea of doing ice fishing seriously, and had a really great year for doing ice fishing, which has been great altogether. So it has been awesome to learn how to do it, how to be in the ice fishing world. But it's wintertime fishing, and all across the country is different. So we have people, you see people on YouTube still open water fishing, just a few, 100 miles south of us, 50 miles south of us. Um, from time to time, and it's a whole different experience depending on where you're at. But we love it. We love to be in it for the action, having fun. Winter fishing is part of the being a fisherman. You've got to be able to get out and do what you can. If it means ice fishing, get out on a lake that you're familiar with, and look at this kind of basic plan of fishing some deeper sections, some shallower sections where their fish are normally, and keep the action on. So keep working, keep trying, keep playing those areas until you find action. What I find is I may punch 8 holes and find fish in 2 of them, and that's okay. But that action, so just keep bouncing between those 2 holes to keep your action up. Don't set and sit. Move, move, move. Be active. Be an active ice fisherman is key. In this presentation, that using that combination of color, smaller size, and a little bit of live bait, again, the beamouth or a spike, really does gain ground on trying to catch fish and having a fun time. So if you've checked out Dan Life Fishing Adventures and Reese Life Dan Life, you're starting to see our ice fishing videos coming out. We've had a fun time producing them. We tried a few new things. Did night fishing out on the ice. That was a fun experience to do for sure. I'm glad to do that. Glad to give it a shot. So altogether, that was big. We also did upgrade our ice fishing experience, and that was done with this bad boy. So we went from a hand auger, which this is just an Eskimo brand 8-inch auger, hand auger. We found this bit on Amazon for $29.99, added it to our existing power drill, and we're able to speed up and easily drill more holes and be able to cover more water, which was excellent. So upgrading your hand auger for $29.99 into a power auger using the existing drill that you already have in your arsenal, because let's face it, we all do. That is a big thing. It was excellent for us. So we just love being part and doing our thing out there, and we fish actively. We always do, whether it's whatever time of the year. We're always moving, trying, changing, thinking when we're out in the water. So we like to have multiple holes. That is a big part of it. So we love to see more and more and more of the same thing. So, keep talking about our channel. Again, we're doing doing this ice fishing thing, doing this wintertime fishing thing, a lot more this year. That has been great. Um, just trying to do our best to enjoy fishing, to be active in every way that we possibly can. That is what it's all about. That's what we're trying to do. Um, it has been a big day for our channel for this. And if you haven't checked us out yet, Dad Life Fishing Adventures and Reese Life Dad Life, 2 channels on YouTube. Again, we have the Instagram, we have the Facebook, we have the whole grouping. It is great to check out. We have a lot of fun, my son and I, as well as myself, going out. And we also are starting to do some cool gear reviews and product suggestions on how to get out and do our best. And a lot of what we do wouldn't be possible without this guy, the GoPro Hero 7. We have 2 of them now. So we're excited this year to see multiple camera angles as more and more, and that's a big thing. We have done some upgrades to our GoPros, so we do have battery pack that basically gives us all day power. That is a big piece. We bought larger SD cards so that we don't have to worry about switching them out, doing anything there. So that is also very important. It's a great opportunity for us to really take a look and improve how we're doing. So why am I live right now? Well, I'm live right now because, hey, I'd rather talk fishing than watch a football game. And that's what it's all about. So we want to talk about some winter fishing, have some fun, and just enjoy what we're doing. Talk about things that maybe help you out. So, talking about ice fishing, putting getting into the action when the winter is in full force and it's super cold out. Take advantage, because there's a fishing opportunity that's very different, very unique, very fun out there, and we love to do it. So thanks for everyone that's watching, checking in. We're doing this a little different this time. We are using Restreamed, so we're on Facebook and YouTube, and we're also using the phone so that we're up on Instagram as well. So all the cool Reese Life, Dad Life platforms right now, minus Twitter. So join us, be part of the Dad Life Fishing Adventure and Reese Life Dad Life team. Again, winter fishing update. We really started off uh, kind of slowly. The ice was clear when we first started in January, but we learned a few basic techniques and things to get some action, but really started to get into a groove here as we've been into February. And unfortunately, this week is not looking good for ice health, so we might be off the hard water after a few days of warmth and rain. So we'll see what happens. But our ice conditions right now are 12 inches thick and really, really good. But unfortunately, we might be losing a lot of that. So we'll see what happens. It might refreeze all after that, and we'll be good to go again. But it's all part of the game. As soon as the water clears out, we're on that kayak, we're out going out having fun, and we'll be fishing the open water. We'll try to get on the rivers and reservoirs early on this year to get into that first crappie, first white bass, first smallmouth bass time of year, and get into that fishery as well once the hard water is done. So once the ice leaves, we're going to be doing a lot of that. So we're excited about that. Excited about the opportunities that we have there. Again, we do everything that we're doing right now with no electronics out on the ice. So it's a whole different ball game. But again, we're using this tool right here, which is the glass noodle Beaver Dam 26-inch rod. It's all about this tip, and it's all about the format, letting the tungsten jig with the beam off or spike on it bounce off the bottom and raise it up slowly, waiting for this tip to tick, 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 and then set. That is the technique that's been working for us and is beginning. But the other part of that technique is to move. So we have to move from hole to hole to hole to keep with the active fish. So you fish a hole for a few moments, up and down, up and down, up and down, maybe 5 or 10 times. If you get action, you stay at that action. But as soon as the action kind of ways, then you move to the next hole and try that, keeping with the active fish, keeping things moving. So that is a big thing, but it's this tool that makes it all happen. And there's been 2 ways that I fished this. So I've done that up and down, but the other way has been just laying it in the bucket and letting this tip show me the action. So when it's slowing down, I'm not getting any bites. I'll just set it down for a little bit and see if something will come by and just tap it and then pick it up, set the hook on them. So that has worked decently too, just to see if there's any action in that hole. If you don't get action up and down and setting it at one thing, then it's probably not going to happen. So, but again, we're doing something new right now. We are on Restream, going live on Facebook and on YouTube, as well as on my phone on Instagram. So this is the first time we're doing a live on 3 platforms. That's super awesome. Talking about wintertime fishing. Again, this year we've been doing ice fishing, having a lot of fun, enjoying that as we've had a prolonged period of good ice here in northern Indiana, and that has been great. Going out there, experiencing it, learning it, getting an idea of where fish are, finding activity, learning how to use our equipment, upgrading our equipment, getting better, and doing it all right in front of you on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Hope to see a lot of our videos coming out already in January, as well as in February here, showing our ice fishing activities and adventures. That's a lot of fun for us. So we've really started off on clear ice, good 4 or 5 inches of ice in early January. Got some bass, got some bluegills, had a lot of fun there. Then we had a changeover and got into some really thick ice. We got to experience going out on the Salamone Reservoir, getting to see what the fishing on public water looks like, having a lot of fun experiencing that. That was a harder fishery than where we normally fish at, but it was fun experiencing that piece, getting to see how several other ice fishermen function, how they work, learning from them, because a lot of times as a fisherman's best way is to watch. If you want to learn something, watch people that are being successful at it and learn from them. This is the techniques they're doing. This is how they're acting. Watch, learn, repeat. Watch, learn, repeat. And more to keep on doing the things that are working for you. That is also a big thing for us. So that is great. We love it. We love being part of this whole process. Love what we do, love our channel, love our friends, our just the whole thing. We wouldn't do it without you guys. We wouldn't do it with the followers on Instagram, on Facebook, and our subscribers on YouTube, and those that will be joining us for the very first time. We can't do it without you. That is awesome. Hey, Puddle Walker, how are you doing? And Gracie's Outdoor. Sweet, nice to have you out here. Talking again about our fishing during the wintertime, what we've been doing. As I said, we've been out on clear ice. We've also been doing some fun stuff while we did ice fishing at night for the first time. Got a nice crappie doing it that way. Several good things. So that has been a lot of fun. It's been well worth it. We're having a good time doing it. So and we're doing something new right now. Right now, we're doing something new. And what we're doing is using Restream so that we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Instagram. And that is fun from the very beginning, having a good time doing all that stuff. So that has been worth it for sure. Just trying something new. we're looking at doing, if we're going to do live videos, we're going to do them the most effective way possible. And this seemed to be a good platform. I just want to talk about fishing. Way the Super Bowl's going on, and all that good stuff. But we're fishermen. We love talking about fishing. Glad to be on here talking to people, getting to meet some of you. So that's a lot of fun. Glad to do it. So just to get back into, so like kind of recapping, we've really like started to find bigger fish here in February. So excited about that, kind of learning the fisheries, kind of getting a hang of how things are working. So that has been a lot of the good way of handling stuff, and being as good as we possibly can in the fishing world. So that in itself is excellent. We have really learned a lot about how to stay warm. And one of those techniques while ice fishing that you have to do, while this is an empty packet, you have to use hot hands. You can get these about anywhere, but hot hands keeps your hands warm, keeps you so that you can uh, have dexterity if you need to tie a hook on, or if you need to put bait on. It keeps your hands feeling good, comfortable while you're out on the ice, while it's in that cold weather. And I think you have a lot of other opportunities to use this anytime that your hands are cold, even if it's not on the ice, but it's early in the spring, late in the fall, it's a cold day. Using hot hands is a great way to just make your life more comfortable out on the water. So that is a big piece of it, for sure. Check it out. Uh, Look to improve your ways of being comfortable. So the way we go out when we're going ice fishing is layering up, and ending up with your snow clothes on. So doubling up your socks, doubling up your shirts, pants, everything, coat. Have nice gloves, but they have to be thin enough and active enough so that you can hold the rod and be in tune to whether you're getting a bite or not. Using hot hands allows you to get away with maybe a little bit lesser glove, but still being comfortable out there. Um, Sunglasses is a big thing. It is very bright when you're out on the ice. So the big opportunity to hop on and put some sunglasses on and be a little bit, keep your eyes more focused on what you want to do. That is a big piece of it as well. So uh, making sure your head's warm, nice sock hat on, all that stuff keeps you comfortable and allows you to be out on the ice longer, which is a big piece. So what we've found when we're ice fishing is that ice fishing comes and goes in streaks. So you'll get bites for a little period, then it'll slow down, and then it'll come back and you'll get bites again, and it comes and goes. So if you get out there, fish for 30 minutes, don't get any action, and get right back off the ice, you might miss a window. And all of a sudden, you'll go down the hole, raise, boom, get a bite. Go to the next one, boom, 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 bite, and you get two or three fish right away, and then it slows down for a little bit. But you have to be active and ready and willing to try. That is the big part when you're out ice fishing, is you got to keep on it, because you don't know when that window is going to be. So, and it comes and goes throughout the day. So if you can only be out there for an hour because you're too cold, then you're really unlikely to get multiple windows. But if you can squeeze out a couple hours out on the ice, or multiple hours on the ice, because you've kept yourself warm, because you use hot hands, any of those comfort things, that is where the benefit is going to be. That is where the value is going to be. And you can do this on the cheap. Don't spend a bunch of money and then find out you don't like it. Learn the process, find the basic ways of doing it, and then get better. So the basic ways of doing it are to do it simple. No electronics, punch a few holes, move from hole to hole to hole, and use this basic technique. You need a small tungsten jig. You need a very flexible tip rod, little spinning combo like this. And these aren't very expensive, easy to obtain, easy to get. This one is the Beaver Dam glass noodle. It's a 26-inch rod. It's perfect. And the technique is drop it down through the hole, bounce it off the bottom once or two times, get that bottom to pop up a little bit, and then slowly raise it up. So raise it up, raise it up, and just keep on going up, 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 up. And what you're doing is if there's a fish in the hole, it's going to float up with you and then just try to strike, because the fish like to eat looking up. So you want to be doing that very technique. You want to keep rising it up. So that fish is seeing it, seeing it, seeing it, seeing it, and striking because it's getting away. They want to take that hit. So that's where you want, and then you want this very fine tip, because what you're going to feel is a tick, tick, and then you got to go up and pick it up. They just don't bite super hard. So it's important to be ready. It's important to survive misses. So last couple of times I've been out, it seems like the first couple strikes I get, I miss. But then I slowly but surely get into the groove and start to get hit and start to get bites. So that in itself is part of the process. You just have to get used to doing it, used to being part of the process of raising up, feeling the fish, and going straight up right away is key. So big pieces of ice fishing tips. If I could give you any tips about ice fishing, is punch like a grid in your fishing area and find the fish, and then remember where those active spots were on the ice. So if I'm fishing, say, a drop off area, and I know that I'm fishing right off the edge of deep water and shallow water, I would go about every 15, 20 feet and punch a hole. 1, 2, 3, and then punch a hole on the deep side, punch a hole, a line on the shallow side, so that you have like a 9-hole grid basically. And then move around on that grid and find where the action is. That gives you a great way of saying, well, today the fish were up shallow, or maybe they're down deep. But you'll find that you'll get the action on any given day in like 1 or 2 of the holes that you punched. And that is the technique where you move and try every hole a couple times. And where you get that action is where you go back and forth at. And especially if you're not using electronics, it's key to move, because you're wanting to make sure that you're getting the most active fishing area possible. That is key. So once you key into those holes that are active and where you're having success, that's when you just go from one hole, 5 or 10 up and down movements, go to the next hole and do the same. Find the bites. Don't let your bait be there so that the fish get used to it too long. Move to the next one, give them something to look at for a while, and then come back. That seems to be the best way of handling things out on the ice. So drill that grid pattern out, learn where the fish are actually biting. And then if you want to from there, say it's on the outside too, on the deep side, maybe you go out and drill the pattern again and go and expand that and see if they're out further from there. But start with a general pattern so that you can cover a decent amount of water, different depths, different locations. That'll give you the best viewpoint on what you can do. I think that's key to ice fishing. I think without electronics, it's key to have the perfect rod. You're doing it blind, but you know what they do. You know that the fish are on the bottom or slightly raised up off the bottom, and you're going up slowly through the water column until that fish sees it and comes and nicks it. Then you got to be ready as soon as you feel the dut, dut, dut to go up. And that reflex movement is something that you have to learn and get better at. That is probably the hardest thing. As I said, the first couple of bites I get during the day, I seem to miss because it's just not ready to go up and set the hook. But once you feel that and you go up, 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 then you go tick, tick, and then up and get the bite. Once you do that a couple of times, you start to get the action, start to get the feel, start to understand what you're doing. And I said, be simple when you're out there. When you're panfish fishing for crappie or bluegill, even bass, Bass seem to bite first anyways, so that's kind of a simple thing. If there's a bass there, it's going to bite. It's going to beat the other fish to the punch. But the crappie and bluegill, you're going to get in the hole after that. If you find a hole with a bass, you're going to have bluegill and crappie action with that. So that in itself is key. Um, the bass action is usually close to where they are during the summertime, so not in super deep water a lot of times, but right on the edges is a good place to go looking for them. But another technique, other than just the slow raise, is just to set a pole with a nice tip like this, put it on a bucket or put it on a little stand, and just sit there and watch it. Put a couple of them out so that you can watch a couple of the tips and set them up so that you can see right across them and see, hey, if we're getting action in this hole, I need to stay right next to it. If you hit it a couple hits, boom, grab it, go straight up, set the hook. That gives you two tools to use. So when you don't get bites on the slow raise technique, you can jump right to a dead stick technique and see if there's any action in that hole. You will find if there are fish. You will find them quickly, and that's a key thing, a big thing. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Mike Lotzenizer. I'm with Dad Life Fishing Adventures and also with Reese Life Dad Life, our two YouTube channels that we have. One is with my son, Reese, and I, and another one is just with me. Doing a lot of fun things throughout the year, a lot of fishing, a lot of product reviews, a lot of good stuff. So excited to have each and every one of you in the channel. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe, join our team, follow us on our Instagram. Thanks for people that have watched us for the first time live on Instagram today, as well as on Facebook Live on our Facebook page as well, Reese Life Dad Life. And we also have Twitter. We also have a LinkedIn account. So we're excited about that. Thank you. We wouldn't do it without you guys. This is all about relationships and having fun and talking about fishing. Hey, we love fishing. That's why we're here. We're super excited. Us talking about wintertime fishing, what's working for us. We've tried several things. We've tried ice fishing seriously for the first time this year. We've started to get some ideas on how to be successful. We really want to share that and say, hey, this is what's going on. But also check out our videos. We have done several cool videos about ice fishing this year already. We have more to come. But we're running out of time. We're running out of ice season. So we'll be hitting the open water here very shortly. Get the kayak back out, hit the rivers, hit the streams, see what we can find. We are big into wading, kayaking, that type of fishing. We have a lot of fun chasing crappies and white bass and smallmouth bass in the springtime in our local rivers and streams. And if last year was any inclination throughout the year that we're going to have some real fun getting into some big bass, big largemouth bass in the springtime too, especially in that April timeline. Last year was just awesome. We set our PB last year, looking to beat it. I know exactly the waters I'm going to be hitting again to see if we can get it happen. And as well as we're going to be straight back into the muskie hunt. So that'll be a big one this year. And all of this fishing is going to be kicked off with our 1 week trip down to the Keys, the Florida Keys, and do some saltwater fishing and see what we can happen there. Might have some fun stuff coming your way with that as well. So, but first, we just say, talking about ice fishing, talking about what's working for us. Thanks for everybody that's watched these videos, that watched this live with us today. We'll just love having you on board. Thank you. Appreciate it. Check out our channels. Check out what we're doing. We love to see your links as well. Thank you. We love seeing how other people are fishing, what they're doing. We love seeing the pictures. We love seeing the videos. We have learned just as much from others doing this process, learning how to make videos, learning how to fish, learning what tools they're using in different seasons. And our big thing this year with on the Dad Life Fishing Adventure channel was to represent ourselves as best as possible for the time period that we're fishing. So when it's wintertime ice fishing, you'll see wintertime ice fishing information. When it's springtime, you're going to see springtime. When you go to summertime, and just so on and so on, being as right down to it as possible. And we are fishermen and we love fishing and we love to do it with you. Love to have you along the ride. So subscribe, join us, like, comment. We love to see you. Um, we have a lot of fun with the people that have joined our channel. We love to reach back out and be participants on your activities as well. Being a family, being an active family is a big thing. I think that's a great thing about being a fisherman on social media, on YouTube. It makes a big deal. So we're excited about that. Thank you, everyone. So with that, I'll be signing off. So with that, have a great day. Enjoy the game. Enjoy some fishing. Hit the hard water while it's out there. We'll look to see you out on open water, out on the kayak, waiting. Who knows what we're going to catch, what fish we're going to find. And oh, that other thing that we're doing, we talked about muskie, but we're talking about being a lot more focused on catfishing, especially this summertime. Super excited about that. Catfishing is a great thing. If a fish pound for pound that fights hard, bulldogs, you can't, it's experience all to its own. But we do a lot. We can't wait to hit some big smallies as well. See if we can find walleyes this year. It's been hit or miss for us, but we're going to be out there and that muskie goal, big muskie, catching a big muskie. That's what it's all about. So with that, thank you from Mike Lotzenizer with Dad Life Fishing Adventures. We'll see you next time out on the hard water and out on the fishing tour with us. Join our family, and thank you.